It's Friday, October 3rd.
This is the textbook disease where we need to be proactive. We need to be preventative.
A premature baby in Alberta has now died of measles. It's the second death linked to measles in Canada this year.
It literally looks like a natural disaster had just happened.
A Saskatoon woman says she was shocked by what she saw inside the emergency department at Royal University Hospital. And the wait is officially over. Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl is now out. Critics calling it joyful, playful, and catchy. We'll see what Kayleen says about it in a couple seconds. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rummel.
And I'm Kayleen Sawatsky. Happy Life of a Showgirl Day.
Yeah, so the earbud was in your ear most of the morning.
It was. I had noise-canceling headphones in all morning. No one speak to me.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm really busy. I'm listening to Taylor Swift. It's a good album so far. I haven't got to all of the songs yet. Give me time.
That's going to be the talker today, but we're also talking about infrastructure in our news. When the Prime Minister announced the first round of major projects to be fast-tracked, the Saskatchewan government was disappointed to see none of the projects selected were energy-based. But Alberta is hoping to change that, proposing an oil pipeline that is receiving support from our Premier. Here's Donovan Mays.
Without question, a new oil pipeline to the northwest BC coast would have the greatest economic benefit.
Alberta's pipeline plan has the support of Saskatchewan's Premier. Taking to social media Wednesday, Premier Scott Moe saying his government stands with its neighbor as Alberta takes steps to build a new West Coast pipeline, adding this project strengthens Canada's economy, opens new markets, and creates opportunities to advance Canada's national interests. Now, it comes after the Alberta government announced it will contribute $14 million as an incentive to a private sector contractor to step up and build it.
We can't let our pipeline proponents have to navigate through all the complexities of a regulatory process without us being able to walk with them.
But not everyone is on board. BC Premier David Eby is cautious of the plan, saying it does not have private sector support and is being put on the back of taxpayers.
Premier Smith continues to advance a project that is entirely taxpayer funded.
In response to CTV News, Federal Minister of Energy and Natural Resources Tim Hodgson says if Alberta wishes to be the initial proponent and funder of a pipeline to the West Coast and put it forward to the MPO, it is within their right to do so. Adding once any proponent has done this work, the federal government is open to evaluating a project on its merits. Now, Ottawa adds there have been no discussions with the government of Saskatchewan regarding similar proposals to fund a pipeline from our province. But Premier Moe says all economic projects need to go forward if Canada wants to strengthen its economy. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
A Saskatchewan contingent visiting Ottawa this week is feeling optimistic about conversations with federal officials. The group now includes representatives from the provincial government, along with municipal and community leaders. We heard from Yorkton's mayor on this show yesterday about this, calling for a renewed cost-shared infrastructure program with Ottawa. The current program, known as the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, or ICIP, doesn't expire until 2034, but it's not accepting any new projects. And other programs aren't flexible if kinds of projects are accepted.
Obviously, municipalities understand what they need, what best they need on the ground level in their communities. As a provincial government, we want to be there to support them.
You know, the kind of that no strings attached, trust in the municipalities to apply the funding and how they need it. That's something that's united front coming here with the province. This is something that, you know, I think we surprised some of the federal officials, and they were quite pleased to see the collaboration.
They got to work on that acronym, it's stupid. Both say they are doing a careful watch of the federal government as they bring forward its fall financial update early next month and a spring budget. Ottawa has now launched a new defense investment agency that plans to buy more military equipment from Canadian companies.
We're not going to be spending 75 cents of our dollar south. We'll be amortizing that money out in Canada where we can, and then spending it in other places where we have to.
The agency will cut red tape and duplication. The agency will prioritize selecting Canadian companies for big projects and contracts valued at more than $100 million. The agency's first major decision will be about submarines. They will choose between a German or South Korean company to replace Canada's aging fleet. They purchase of more F-35 fighter jets from the U.S. is still up in the air. The Conservatives say the new agency is unnecessary. They're slamming the appointment of a new CEO, a former banking executive who doesn't appear to have any experience in defense or procurement. A Saskatoon woman says she was shocked by what she saw inside the emergency department at Royal University Hospital. Laura Woodward has her story.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Patients at Saskatoon's Royal University Hospital forced to get medical care in hallways with rooms full to capacity.
It literally looks like a natural disaster had just happened.
Lynn Harmon took her mother to the RUH emergency department last week. She says she was shocked to witness an intimate procedure performed in the hall.
There was absolutely no privacy, just open, very open. And then my mom, who has a compromised immune system, was next to people who were there supposedly with viral infections.
Cross your fingers you don't get sick and end up in ER.
Tim Lang says his mother, who had suffered a stroke, spent 4 days in a hallway bed before being moved into a room.
Somebody in the bed next to her got up and he literally peed on the floor. The stench in that hallway was brutal.
Lang counted 172 people walk past his mother's bed in just 1 hour.
The nurses are doing the best they can with what they have, but the facility is broken, totally broken. It's totally overwhelmed, bursting at the seams.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority says last week's crowding was a result of a temporary surge in patients.
More people were accessing the emergency department, and they were sicker, resulting in more people being admitted, which created more capacity challenges within our hospital system.
In March, the province announced funding for 109 new acute care beds in Saskatoon. So far, only 20 are open. The SHA expects the other 89 will open in the coming months. Harmon hopes a solution can be found so other families don't have to go through the same experience.
A lot of people have been telling me, oh, it's been going on for years, but why should we be allowing it to go on for years? Like, where is the change going to happen?
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
And
health officials in Alberta have confirmed the province's first measles death this year, a baby born prematurely.
We don't know whether the individual involved could have been vaccinated or for other medical reasons may not have been able to be vaccinated. But we know that if numbers are high enough in the community as a whole, we can garner herd protection.
Alberta's health minister says the mother contracted measles during her pregnancy. The baby died shortly after birth. Health officials are urging anyone planning to get pregnant to get 2 measles vaccines before they conceive. Alberta has reported more than 1,900 measles cases since January. Per capita, that's the highest rate in all of North America. The man charged in connection to a case of carbon monoxide poisoning in Kenora had his first court appearance Thursday. In 2024, the RCMP received a report claiming a minor had been a victim of carbon monoxide poisoning on Norway Road. The minor was on shift and employed at the business, taken to hospital. After an investigation, Kyle Kaiser was arrested and charged with 1 count of criminal negligence causing bodily harm. In a court appearance Thursday, he and his lawyer appeared on the defendant's behalf. Kaiser was not there. His case was adjourned to November 6th. The University of Regina Students' Union has rescheduled a meeting to discuss dissolution. The new meeting is set for October 21st, keeping an online format despite issues with the previous attempt when concerned students shut the meeting down over concerns on transparency, access, and more. The vote on dissolution will be done electronically. It needs 2/3 majority to pass. A Regina man will be featured on Masterchef Canada, the second person from the Queen City to do so. Andres Arenada is a grade 5 teacher. He'll be on the screen over the next few weeks. The debut episode was last night, showing off his cooking skills, including his deep dish pizza, which he considers his specialty.
I mean, this is one of my passions, so this was really easy for me. I just had to act myself and just show my love for cooking, for food, for eating, and for feeding people.
But there are a lot of steps in order just to make it onto the set. So he was up into the wee hours of the morning, practicing cooking, timing his cooking, perfecting dishes, and reading food theory. And it was a lot. It was really, really hard.
Figure out what their particulars.
Wonder if he reached out to Josh Miller, who had a podium finish from the Queen City, the bearded prairie chef. He continues to work in the industry and one of those good guys, Kayleen, as we get over to you in the Weather Center.
Yeah, he's one of those guys we've all interviewed. We all know him and love him.
Yeah, absolutely. Former Regina Thunder player, and if we're playing football outside, we probably need to keep moving and keep warm.
Yeah, well, we are seeing temperatures start to go down, still above the seasonal average, at least for today. We do start to see those temperatures really go down as we look forward into the weekend. But for right now, temperatures not so bad, already sitting at 9 degrees. We do have some east winds coming in at 9 kilometers per hour. Those are likely to be increasing up to about 35 kilometers per hour this afternoon. 6 degrees to wake us up in Saskatoon. The sun not quite up yet, but we are seeing a few clouds in the sky as the sun tries to make its way up. We should be seeing that really up by about the 7 o'clock hour. The radar and satellite showing a bit more than what we saw yesterday. At least we're seeing some of that precipitation down towards the south. As we look forward into the later parts of the afternoon and into tomorrow, we also see some more rain moving in from the United States. So this is going to be what it looks like at about 10:45 a.m. this morning. Really concentrated down in the southwest corner of the province to start the day, but it is going to be tracking northeast, as you can see, moving right over top of Regina and over top of the Parkland region. So Regina and Yorkton very likely to be seeing some more of that rain in the early afternoon, pushing off in the later parts of the afternoon and into those overnight hours. But overnight is where we start to see more rain making its way in from Alberta. And that does come with some heavier amounts of cloud cover today as well. And then as we move into the evening on Saturday, we do see some more rain, but it's mainly focusing up north. Now, how much rainfall by the end of the day? Well, our current projections show that Swift Current could be getting about 7 millimeters of rain today. Yorkton about 2 millimeters, only about 1 millimeter expected for Regina, and about 3 millimeters expected for Yorkton. Today's forecast with that rain showing some temperatures. Again, it's still technically just above the seasonal average for Regina. That is about 15 degrees, but today's high expected to be 18 degrees, 22 degrees, so warmer down in the southeast today. So that's for Weyburn, and then 23 degrees expected for Estevan, 22 degrees expected for Yorkton. In your 5-day forecast, we do see temperatures going down by Sunday. On Sunday, we're seeing that high of about 9 degrees. We also see winds going up on Sunday as well before the sun returns for the beginning of your work week. Next week, not seeing as much precipitation in the forecast for Saskatoon, though. We're just seeing some clouds in the sky today with that high of 18 degrees, 15 degrees on Saturday, and then temperatures dropping once again for Sunday throughout the central zones as well. That temperature is expected to be about 8 degrees.
Some moisturizers and makeup foundations do contain SPF, which helps block harmful sun rays. But the American Academy of Dermatology says if you're spending time outdoors, you need a separate broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher to ensure your skin is fully protected. It's not that makeup with SPF doesn't work. It's just that you'd need to slather on generous amounts to get adequate coverage, way more than would easily blend into your skin. Instead, apply sunscreen first. Give it a few minutes to absorb, then apply your makeup on top. Layering up is the way to go for your skin's health and for your best look. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Well, in case you missed it, I doubt you have, but just in case, Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets era has come to an end, and now she's officially a showgirl.
Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna
The Life of a Showgirl, Swift's 12th studio album, is here. There are 12 songs on it, and in case you forgot, she announced it at 12:12 a.m. on August 12th. So far, the reviews are glowing. Taylor Swift has said her goal for this new album was to have, quote, melodies that were so infectious that you're almost angry at it.
Oh, okay.
Along with the album, there is also a film. The official release party of A Showgirl will be in select theaters across the country starting today. It will include the world premiere of the music video for the lead single, The Fate of Ophelia, along with the behind-the-scenes footage, lyric videos, and never-before-seen personal reflections.
This girl knows how to market.
Oh,
My
yeah.
Goodness.
Everywhere you turn, it's Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's going to be, if you're not a fan, today is not your day. I saw somebody post on social media that at the end of a long work week, Taylor's going to reward you with 12 bangers.
And it has been a long work week, right?
The one little day off in the middle kind of messes everything up, right?
Yeah.
Question of the day is where we go to next, and that is what is on your playlist right now.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of times people get stuck in listening to the music that, you know, it was really popular or famous 20 years ago. And I'm guilty of listening to music from the 2000s always.
Oh, are you?
I am. But we want to hear what new music is on your playlist lately. Anything new that we can also add and get into.
That's what we need. 10400 is the text line. Standard message rates may apply. Corey's screaming at us in our ear that we're over time. QR code is on your screen. We're back in just a couple of minutes. Here's a live look over the city of Regina as we get ready for this beautiful Friday on Taylor Swift album release day, if you celebrate.
Elon Musk says sales of Tesla vehicles are back up. Tesla reported car deliveries jumped 7% in the latest quarter after plunging for most of the year. However, consumers were also able to take advantage of a $7,500 tax credit before it expired on September 30th. And the tech rally around the world continues unabated with news of another round of major AI deals and partnerships. Japan's Hitachi and OpenAI have teamed up on energy and related infrastructure, and Fujitsu has expanded its collaboration with NVIDIA. This comes just a day after OpenAI's valuation topped $500 billion. Well, lower interest rates are helping to fuel home sales in the Greater Toronto Area. That's according to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Sales were up 8.5% compared to last year. In Vancouver, home sales were up 1.2% in September. Analysts say the Canadian housing market has been under pressure in recent years due to interest rates and policy shifts, but there is potential for further improvement in the months ahead. And those are your morning business headlines for BNN Bloomberg. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner. We need to get you the help that you need. Mike Siona, we turn to you and Prairie Meats. Good morning.
Good morning indeed, and yes, we are at Prairie Meats with Brendan Unger talking all about your family feast here, and what better place to be than here at Prairie Meats. Brendan, let's talk about kind of the meat of the meats and potatoes, so to speak. It's not even it is. It's literally meat. We got, what, turkey, ham? Kind of talk us through the big duo that Thanksgiving.
We kind of got the whole thing for you. So we have lots of different turkey products. We have our frozen bone-in turkeys. Now, something we're doing this year is a fresh smoked turkey. So if you've never done one before, it's fully cooked. Makes it easy on you for just heating up. You can tell your guests that you cooked it yourself. And then we have our 1 kg honey black forest hams. That's a nice option for slicing for sandwiches or just cooking for family. We have our boneless turkey. Now, the boneless turkey is excellent. You're always fighting with the bones every year, right? And you don't have to worry about it. You just slice it. You get a mix of the thigh, the breast, all in one piece, about 2.5 kilos each. And then we also do have the turkey breasts. So if you like to, you don't want the thigh meat, we do have the breast option as well. And of course, we make our own in-house. We make our own stuffing. So the traditional stuffing, and then we do have the Saskatoon stuffing there as well. And then also a country-style ham. So a fully cooked ham. It's bone-in, lots of flavor to it. Excellent product. We make it in-house here at Miller Avenue at our smokehouse, so it's all local made. So lots of options for your proteins, and of course, everything else. We have your desserts and sides to go with it. So
yeah, no doubt. We'll talk about those a little bit later on. I do want to talk. You mentioned the frozen turkey, and I think people are always like, well, you buy it frozen. When do I pull it out? How do I thaw this thing so that it's ready to cook when I need it?
Yeah, no, for sure. The boneless turkey, I've always cooked from, frozen turkey, so I put it in my fridge for about 3 days. I don't notice a taste difference or anything like that. So we do have lots of 5 to 7 kilos, 7 to 9 kilos, lots of different options for you for a frozen bone-in turkeys. So lots to pick from.
Fantastic. And of course, 6 different locations across the province of Saskatchewan, 3 in Saskatoon, 2 in Regina, and 1 in Prince Albert, and they'll deliver to you. We'll talk all about that. And some more tips as we get ready for Thanksgiving at Prairie Meats.
Can't wait to see what you're cooking up and when the invite arrives in our inboxes to come to your house, Mike.
Take a look at our school day forecast now. This is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to the bus right now, we're sitting at 9 degrees in Regina and 6 degrees in Saskatoon, so grab a light jacket. But this afternoon, we're going to be seeing some nicer temperatures, still above the seasonal average, although they have been going down. By final bell, sitting at 18 degrees for both major Saskatchewan cities. The winds could be stronger, though, down towards the south. In Regina, that means up to about 40 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, looking like we're going to be missing the rain there this afternoon, but we are going to be seeing that in Regina, so grab an umbrella as well. As we go to break, here's a look at your gas prices in Regina. The most common cost to fill up is $1.35.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.19.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up $1.35.9, but you might find the lowest at $1.24.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola at $552.22 per ton, and the futures price at $611.0 per ton. Amber durum wheat at $274.93 per ton, and red spring wheat at $241.45 per ton this morning. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.62 cents US. After the break, Saskatchewan producers made quite a bit of progress on harvest. We'll break down what that looks like around the province.
Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's 6:30. Let's get you caught up on your headlines. There are still some slight delays at the border caused by a system outage earlier this week. Trucks were backed up in multiple crossings yesterday. This morning, there are commercial delays of a little less than an hour at a few of them. North Portal is reporting about 10 minutes delay. No delay on passenger vehicles. The Canada Border Services Agency system outage has now caused delays at airports twice in 1 week.
That the photo capture was down, so the slip that you normally get, it didn't have our picture on it, but honestly it was very quick. I got through security and customs very easily.
The slowdown at major airports lasted a few hours. According to the CBSA, yesterday's outage was linked to the one on Sunday that knocked customs kiosks out for about 10 hours. That was caused by an unforeseen technical problem during routine maintenance to their systems, rather. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is visiting a Manchester synagogue after a deadly attack on Yom Kippur.
And so I promise you that I will do everything in my power to guarantee you the security that you deserve, starting with a more visible police presence protecting your community.
Prime Minister Starmer pledged Thursday night to do, quote, everything in his power, as you heard there, to protect Jewish communities in the UK. Greater Manchester police say one of the 2 victims in the attack was hit by police gunfire as they shot the attacker. 2 Jewish men were killed when a man drove a car at members of the public before stabbing people. 3 other people are in hospital. 1 person is being treated for non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. The attacker, a British citizen of Syrian descent, was shot dead by police. 3 other suspects have been arrested. A Saskatchewan man has been handed a nearly 3-year sentence for secretly filming and spying on almost 24 women in Saskatoon. It's one of the longest voyeurism sentences ever imposed in this country. Kyle Hemmeluk was sentenced yesterday after pleading guilty to 23 counts of voyeurism and 2 counts of breaching probation. The 36-year-old admitted to secretly watching or recording 23 women through the windows of their homes while they were fully or partially unclothed. Hemmeluk was priorly convicted of voyeurism in 2017 and 2020. The Crown prosecutor on the case says his actions had a significant impact on the women.
Although there's not any physical contact, the psychological impact of what it had on these victims is very serious.
With time served, Hameluk has about 7 months left to serve, followed by 2 years of probation. As part of his court conditions, he cannot own a phone or other electronic devices capable of taking photos or videos. He must also complete programs for addictions and sexual offending and attend personal counseling. The provincial government is holding a short-term hunt for antlerless elk in southern Saskatchewan next month in hopes of having hunters help prevent elk-related damage to crops. The province says the limited opportunity, which runs for 1 week in late November, will allow hunters to buy an antlerless elk license on sale November 3rd. There's no limit to the number of licenses, but hunters will be required to choose one wildlife management zone to hunt in. Provincial officials encourage landowners to open their gates to hunters in order to help prevent wildlife impacts on crops and forage. Saskatchewan producers made quite a bit of progress in harvest this week thanks to dry, warm conditions. 84% of the crop is in the bin, which is ahead of the 10-year average of 81%. Harvest of winter wheat and fall rye is complete, while peas and lentils are at 99%, 98% respectively. Oilseeds canola jumped to 71% complete, flax at 45%. Livestock water supply is rated at 50% according to officials. They say there's no shortage, while 3% say there is a severe shortage. The Manitoba government has tabled a bill allowing for longer detention of people who are highly intoxicated. The bill would raise the minimum detention time up 3 days from the current 24 hours. That extra time is aiming to give people more time to recover from the effects of drugs and alcohol. The hope is that it would also cut down on the number of calls about intoxicated people posing a threat to themselves or others. The bill does not propose involuntary treatment. People under detention will be given a chance to connect with addiction support. Air quality is being monitored this morning in an area just outside of Los Angeles after a major fire at an oil refinery. Massive flames, check out your screen, erupting into the sky at the Chevron refinery in El Segundo, south of Los Angeles. There were multiple reports of an explosion, and officials urged people to stay indoors in that area. The refinery has its own fire department, and officials say the crews were able to contain it to one facility. No injuries have been reported, and the cause is still not known. Saskatchewan Roughriders in action tonight made 7 moves. Here to tell you all about it is Lee Jones.
Harris has time downfield, staying on his feet, and so touchdown.
Ready to go always. I was born ready for this, baby.
There's no question Kean Schaefer-Baker is excited to make his rider return in Ottawa, starting at slot back. The receiver's been out since leaving the opening game with a foot issue. His 3rd straight season missing multiple games due to an injury.
It's finding the blessing in the lesson each and every single day. And, you know, this process has taught me a lot. And when you love something so much, you're willing to go to the end of the world for it. So, and this is something I'll do that for.
With Schaefer-Baker's return, the receiving core is closer to what was expected on day 1, with Samuel Emelis, Keyshawn Johnson, Dante Myers starting.
Harris, the throw, touchdown Saskatchewan.
Tommy Neild would be the only exception, earning the last starting spot with 4 touchdowns in 7 games. Joe, Del Duncan Busby, and Sean Bain Jr. are listed as backups.
The ceiling's untapped with this group, you know. We got so many great players all around, whether it's O-line to special teams to the quarterback room. We have so much depth, and, you know, that just pushes each guy every single day to just be their best self.
They're all a little bit different, understanding what their strengths are and how they see routes and see coverage, and get on the same page and doing the best we can to execute. But right now is that time where, you know, we're starting to get healthy and around the corner, and we've got to make sure that we don't just talk about it, we be about it on game day.
Defensively, the biggest change will be an All-American starting secondary. C.J. Rivas moves to safety, while Antoine Brooks Jr. takes over at strong side linebacker. Changes the Riders' hope snap them out of a 2-game funk.
For us, it's 2 options: bounce back or bounce backwards. We gotta go ahead and recoil here and set the trajectory upwards.
I think we come out there and send a message right from the jump. It's just going to echo throughout the rest of the team.
It is 5:30, Kayleen. We're going to watch that on a patio. We're going to be okay. No jackets, no Vess?
Unfortunately, I'm not recommending the patio. We do see some rain coming in on our radar for later on today. At least, though, we can stay positive knowing that this isn't a home game. We can watch it from the comfort of our couches tonight. 9 degrees to wake us up in Regina. Some east winds coming in right now at 9 kilometers per hour in Regina and 11 kilometers per hour in Saskatoon as we wake up to that 6-degree mark in Saskatoon this morning. Radar and satellite showing how we did see some rain starting to move in during the late evening hours and into those early morning hours. That is going to continue on later on this morning. This is at about 11:15 a.m. So the southwest corner going to be seeing most of that rain. Swift current going to be impacted as it passes right over top of Swift during those early afternoon hours. Regina likely to be seeing some of that rainfall as well, and Yorkton also going to be seeing some of that rain. Once that system mostly pushes off into Manitoba, we do have another system that's bringing some more rain to the central zones. This is at about 4:15 a.m. on Saturday morning, though. So this one's mainly coming during the overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning. About 10:15 a.m. we see it northeast of Prince Albert there. But this also is coming along with some heavier amounts of cloud cover than what we have been seeing in the previous few days where we've been seeing a whole lot of sunshine. The total rainfall by the end of the day that we're currently anticipating is about 7 millimeters to fall in Swift Current, about 2 for Moose Jaw, 1 for Regina, and about 3 millimeters for Yorkton. Today's forecast, though, still showing some nice temperatures. They are going down, but we're still seeing some places, mainly towards the southeast, that are breaking into those 20-degree temperatures still. So Weyburn up to 22 with that cloud cover, and Estevan up to 24, but they should be missing the majority of that rain today. Swift Current up to 14 degrees, Moose Jaw up to 18, 18 degrees for Regina and 22 degrees for Yorkton, and then 18 degrees with that cloud cover for Saskatoon. Now your 5-day forecast, after we get past that rain from tomorrow, we're still seeing a warm day on Saturday up to 16 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. However, Sunday not looking like it's going to be the greatest day to spend some time outside. We do see temperatures take a dip below double digits, so 9 degrees expected for Sunday. We do have a chance, about 40% as of right now, of seeing some more of that rain falling, and then winds going up on Sunday as well. In Saskatoon, not seeing as much of that precipitation, though. 15 degrees on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud, and then dropping down to 8 degrees on Sunday before the sun returns for the next work week. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is dollar. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday forward. We're going to head to Game 3 in the Bronx. Yankees, Red Sox, top 8. It's 4-0 Yankees. Jaron Duran pops it into foul territory. Ryan McMahon gives chase and makes the fantastic catch. Goes head over heels and flips into the Red Sox dugout, but manages to hold on. McMahon delivering the play of the postseason so far, and he is your must-see moment from Thursday. Friday on TSN, Week 18, and the CFL kicks off with the Roughriders taking on the Red Blacks. Pre-game coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Spinal cord injuries Saskatchewan is holding their second annual wheelchair rally this month in Regina. And joining for details on that event and how you can support the cause is Executive Director Dalen Bordas. Dalen, let's start with your organization. What are you all about?
So we're a nonprofit organization. We're a provincial organization that works with people with spinal cord injuries as well as other physical disabilities. And basically, our main purpose is to help people achieve independence and full community participation. We work a lot with accessibility and inclusion, and yeah, that's what we're all about.
Fantastic. Now, the event, of course, is coming up later this month. Tell us about the relay and its importance across the province.
So the importance across the province of the relay is it has two purposes, actually. It's a fundraiser for us. And of course, as a nonprofit, we're always looking for ways to raise a few extra funds to support our programs and services. It's also about awareness just of the abilities of people with disability. We have people that come out that are able-bodied. We have people that come out that are from our community, our clients, our members, people that work with other community-based organizations, and it's a day of fun, friendly competition. But it is a competition, so it gets a little bit competitive, and we do some collaborating with other community organizations like Sask Wheelchair Sports Association, and yeah, it's just an all-over fun, awareness-building, fundraising event for Spinal Cord Injury Saskatchewan.
No doubt. And there's nothing quite like getting that experience of sitting in the chair, even if you are able-bodied, and trying a relay or giving it a go to build that awareness of, oh my, that really is how challenging it can be. And you mentioned the fundraising component. What are some of the programs that the monies raised towards will support?
So one of the major programs that any funds raised support is our peer support program. So with our peer support program, there's different components to it. We have a one-on-one peer mentorship program that supports people. Quite often it's people that have a new diagnosis with a disability or a new injury, spinal cord injury, and we pair them with somebody that has kind of lived the life and learned how to do it in the most resilient way and with success in acceptance and achieving their goals. And that's the one-on-one peer mentorship. And then we also do a lot of group activities, different things like we have a women's circle. We meet, we go out for supper, drinks, appetizers, get together, talk about all the things that are just kind of exclusive to the dynamic that we work with. And we have coffee groups in Saskatoon and Regina. We get together with people at the rehab centers and just offer those supports for people that are trying to navigate their community.
Incredible. I love that. In 10 seconds or less, tell us when it is and how we sign up.
So you can sign up through our website, www.scisask.ca. You can give us a phone call at 306-652-9644, and it's going to be on the 18th of October at Wascana Rehab Center in Regina, and its kickoff is 1:30 and it goes till 5.
Well, thanks for a couple of minutes. It's always great to catch up.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
And we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday wish going out to Antoine, who turned 13 yesterday. This shout out coming with love from the Henderson family. Happy 45th birthday going out to Keely today. Have an awesome day with love from your friends and family. Happy birthday also going out to Angeline, turning 9 years old, and her family sent in this photo to mark the occasion. Have a great birthday. Samira is turning 10 today. Welcome to double digits. Lots of love coming your way from Grandma, Grandpa, and the crew. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Mandy. We hope this year is a great one. This coming from Lori and Eric. Also celebrating another trip around the sun is Cammie. Happy birthday wishes coming from your mother and the rest of your family. Have a great day. And looking forward to the weekend. Dawn, it's your birthday tomorrow, and we hope it's a great one. This shout out coming with love from all of your friends. Happy 57th to Doug. He's celebrating tomorrow as well. And these well wishes coming from your sister Debbie, Gary, and Aaron. And a very happy 50th anniversary shout out going out to Jim and Kathy tomorrow. Traditional gift for 50 is gold. That sounds expensive, but happy anniversary, lovebirds. We hope you have a great day. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, make sure you send us your milestones to Your Morning Saskatchewan at ctv.ca. You can also scan that QR code on your screen right now. Make sure you send us a picture along with that greeting message. Tell us who you're celebrating and what you're celebrating, and send that in 1 day in advance.
Brandon's in the Pure Country studio. You got your whiteboard ready to compete in our morning mystery a little later on?
Ready to go. I spritzed it with vinegar and nice and clean and clear. I'm ready.
All right. What's going on the radio today?
All right. Hey, we want to send you to Jamaica, Sandals, South Coast. I'm going to be there on Monday. This tall drink of water will be in a bikini, walking up and down. Not a bikini, a Speedo. My wife's bikini. Anyways, I'm packing later today. We'll figure that out. If you want to come with us, hey, I got some code words. We already gave one away. It was Friday. Take Friday, go to our website, plug it in, and you have a chance to win. Every single day, starting next week, trip for two to that Sandals Resort, South Coast, anytime this winter. So listen for code words starting now until 6 o'clock every single weekday. Come to Sandals and join this on the beach.
Now you got a new radio name. It's Bikini Brandon. Good luck with that. You don't have to explain it, but it's fine.
Talk soon.
Bye.
K-pop Demon Hunters gets interactive. Characters from the hit animated film have been added to the popular video game Fortnite. Fans can now fight evil alongside the members of Huntrix and create their own games based on the movie. The new Demon Rush mode is available through November 1st.
My name is Wilbur. What is your name? My name is Charlotte.
A respun Charlotte's Web. The beloved children's story has been adapted into a new animated series. The classic farm animals are voiced by an all-star cast that includes Amy Adams, Jean Smart, and Cynthia Erivo. All 3 episodes are now available to stream on HBO Max.
Let my faith endure.
Nicolas Cage's terrifying take on a classic story. The actor plays Joseph in The Carpenter's Son. The biblical horror flick follows the parents of Jesus as they try protecting him from demonic forces. Moviegoers will see how Cage fares when the film comes to theaters on November 14th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Saskatchewan appreciates that you're on TV for like 9 hours today and yesterday.
Yeah. I'll be back on evenings with you today.
Did you sleep here?
Yeah, that desk really cozy to lay your head on.
Thought I saw your stuff there. Hey, how about this for your sidebar? Pregnancy announcements are exciting sometimes. It's just too much for some. Oh, that on the ground, that was Laura. She just fell over. She was so excited.
This is basically how my friends reacted.
Okay. All right. All right. Well,
you know that baby is going to have a village.
They're going to have some love. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, now to a mom who's got all the moves when needed. Look at her go. Did you see the coffee grinder? I used to be able to nail that move.
That first move is called the Charlie Brown. If you're ever doing the cha-cha slide and you're like, the Charlie Brown, nobody knows what to do, that was it.
So context here, the ultrasound tech told her she needed to move to reposition her twins for a better look, and she started dancing like never before.
Okay, why not?
I hope it worked.
It's gone viral, 6 million views. If nothing else, she is an internet celebrity. Friday, October 3rd.
This no doubt affects passenger confidence, and rather negatively at that.
A system outage has now caused delays at airports twice in 1 week, and delays are now happening at several U.S. border crossings.
Obviously, municipalities understand what they need, what's best they need on the ground level in their communities.
A Saskatchewan contingent visiting Ottawa this week is feeling optimistic about conversations with federal officials.
The celebration is on. The Yankees clearing their first playoff hurdle.
The wait is almost over, Jays fans. After a week of preparing, it will be the Yankees heading to Toronto for the start of the ALDS tomorrow. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Your morning Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rummelt.
And I'm Kayleen Sawatsky. Happy release day for The Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah, or if you're a Jays fan celebrating, I know a few people from here that bought tickets and they were like, oh, if the Jays don't get into the ALDS, my tickets, my flight, my everything is for naught.
Oh,
so
hopefully
congratulations
not.
to those people.
Yeah.
Mike, you had tickets to go see Taylor Swift.
I
and then
did.
Life happened.
Life happened. I ended up having a baby at that time.
Right.
So
there was that. That was the whole thing. So congratulations to all of you who are celebrating Jays wins or album releases. In news this morning, Ottawa has launched a new defense investment agency with plans to buy more military equipment from Canadian companies.
We're not going to be spending 75 cents of our dollar south. We'll be amortizing that money out in Canada where we can, and then spending it in other places where we have to.
The agency says they'll cut red tape and duplication. The agency will prioritize selecting Canadian companies for big contracts valued at more than $100 million. The agency's first major decision will be about submarines. They will choose between a German or South Korean company to replace Canada's aging fleet. The purchase of more F-35 fighter jets from the U.S. is still up in the air. The Conservatives say the new agency is unnecessary. They're slamming the appointment of its new CEO, a former banking executive who doesn't appear to have any experience in defense or procurement. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing for the Liberals to get on board with his party's plans to reform Canada's bail system.
While people are dying on our streets, where our citizens are being massacred, while women are being killed by abusive ex-husbands, Mark Carney has spent 6 months spinning in circles, leaving Liberal laws in place.
The opposition leader is calling to fast-track the proposed Conservative bill, which would make judges consider the accused's full criminal history and make it harder for those who commit major crimes to get out on bail. Now, the Liberals have indicated, their own bail reform bill is on the way. The head of Enbridge says the conditions are not right to invest in a new pipeline right now.
Capital will go to where the conditions are set. And today, the conditions are not set for that pipeline to exist in Canada.
The Enbridge CEO is calling on Ottawa to overhaul some of its environmental policies. One of them is the federal tanker ban on the northern BC coast. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is pushing to build a new pipeline to northwest BC. The Premier of that province, David Eby, says that's not happening, calling the tanker ban foundational. Health officials in Alberta have confirmed the province's first death by measles this year, a baby born prematurely.
We don't know whether the individual involved could have been vaccinated or for other medical reasons may not have been able to be vaccinated. But we know that if numbers are high enough in the community as a whole, we can garner herd protection.
Alberta's health minister says the mother contracted measles during her pregnancy. The baby died shortly after birth. Health officials are urging anyone planning to get pregnant to get 2 measles vaccines before they conceive. Alberta has reported more than 1,900 cases of measles since January. Now, per capita, that is the highest rate in all of North America. A Saskatoon woman says she was shocked by what she saw inside the emergency department at Royal University Hospital. Pictures taken by Lynn Harmon show stretchers lining the hallways with portable IV stands and bedside trays. Last week, Harmon took her mother to RUH, where she received care in the hallway, including an intimate procedure with no privacy. Harmon is concerned about cleanliness and patient dignity.
It literally looked like a natural disaster had just happened. There was absolutely no privacy, just open, very open. And then my mom, who has a compromised immune system, was next to people who were there supposedly with viral infections.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority says the crowding at RUH was due to a temporary surge in patients. The SHA couldn't say how many patients were receiving care in hallways, but at the peak time, 42 people were waiting for a bed. In March, the province announced funding for 109 additional hospital beds in Saskatoon. So far, only 20 of those beds are operational. Health officials expect the other 89 will open in the next number of months. Saskatoon community leaders are learning firsthand what it's like to not have food or a place to call home. 10 people taking part in the Sanctum 36-hour challenge. Each participant was given a different set of circumstances with challenges to overcome while being out on their own on the streets.
absolutely eye-opening to see what others go through. And yeah, it really makes me desire better for people who have mobility issues. They deserve the ability to get around. And in some cases, we don't do a good job of that.
I went to go look at a place to rent, and it was scary, and there was no water, and it was $1,500 to rent. How could it possibly be that much? Clearly, people have to share the space, and there are people that don't have a reference, and it's the only place they can be, and there's no water.
The Sanctum Care Group was behind the 36-hour challenge. It provides support for people living with HIV and those at risk. The man charged in connection to a case of carbon monoxide poisoning in Kenora had his first court appearance Thursday. In 2024, the RCMP received a report claiming a minor had been the victim of carbon monoxide poisoning on Norway Road. The minor was on shift and employed at the business. He was taken to hospital where he later died. Kyle Kaiser was arrested and charged with one count of criminal negligence causing bodily harm, taken to hospital after an investigation. Kyle Kaiser was arrested and charged with one count of criminal negligence causing bodily harm. He's in court on Thursday. Kaiser was not present. His case is adjourned to November 6th. The 89-year-old pilot you're about to see feels right at home when he's in the air.
I look around, I look down, and I say, boy, it's great being up here. It's a big ocean, and a lot of problems that you think you have, you really don't have.
Ed Gelkin and his co-pilot Peter Tien flew from Portugal to St. John's on Wednesday in a 1976 Cessna. Ed and his team believe he is the oldest pilot to cross the Atlantic in a single-engine plane. This would be the second world record for him. Ed's the record holder in the oldest pilot to circle the globe in a single-engine plane as well. Ed is part of a crew of pilots flying in a fundraiser for polio research. The Toronto Blue Jays will face the New York Yankees in the ALDS.
And the Yankees have completed step one on their way back to a World Series.
The New York Yankees defeated my Boston Red Sox 4-0 in the wild card game yesterday. Game 3, they'll go on to play the Blue Jays in the American League Divisional Series. Game 1 is Saturday afternoon, 2:08 our time. Elsewhere in Toronto, around the league, the Cubs and Tigers and Dodgers all advanced to the divisional round. Leaves are beginning to change color. Keelan, you gave us a beautiful explanation of why that is happening. This is from Corinne in Calders, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful colors we're seeing out there. And this is why I say it's my favorite time of year. The colors, you just can't beat them in a Saskatchewan autumn. Let's take a look at this weather picture, though. We're starting to see that sun now finally up in the sky. Temperatures have been going up. We're at 8 degrees so far this morning. East winds coming in at 9 kilometers per hour, and a nice mix of sun and cloud to wake us up in both Regina and Saskatoon today. 7 degrees to wake us up in Saskatoon right now, so that temperature has gone down just a little bit from the last time that we checked in. Temperatures should start to go right back up very soon, though. The futurecast showing that we are going to be seeing some more rain in the province. We saw that system making its way in overnight and into the early morning hours today. This on your screen is at about 11:45 a.m., so it is going to be heading right over top of Swift Current, over top of Regina as well, and into those afternoon hours. We see that system tracking northeast. Should be fully out of the province as we make our way into those overnight hours. However, we have another system that's making its way in from Alberta, coming along with quite a bit of cloud cover, and that's going to be impacting the north and the parts of the central zone there. Now, we are going to be seeing this increased amount of cloud cover carry us farther on into the weekend, and we're going to continue to see some of that rain falling way up north into Saturday and Sunday as well. Current temperatures now showing that Spiritwood is in those negatives to start the day. -1 is where we're at. 4 degrees in Hudson Bay, 3 degrees to wake us up in Nipawin. A few spots that are a little bit warmer down towards the south, so that includes East End waking up to 12 degrees, Swift Current at 10 degrees, and Weyburn waking up to that 9-degree temperature this hour. Today's forecast, though, along with those areas expecting that rain, showing some temperatures that are lower than what we saw yesterday, but still above the seasonal average. So it's not all bad news. Moose Jaw up to 18 degrees with that rain. Weyburn not seeing the rain falling, but we are going to be seeing, again, some pretty heavy amounts of cloud cover this afternoon, up to 22 degrees there, and 22 degrees expected for Yorkton. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Regina. Temperature's going to be dropping down to below double digits by Sunday, and we are expecting to see a little bit more of that precipitation falling on Sunday as well. And then the sun coming back out for your next work week, and temperature's going to be fluctuating a bit. 13 degrees on Monday, dropping down to 9 on Tuesday, and then back up to 16 by Wednesday. In Saskatoon, we're not seeing so much of that precipitation. We are going to be seeing the most of that cloud cover today, and then the sun is going to be coming out for many of the other days in our 7-day forecast. Temperatures, again, though, dropping down to below double digits on Sunday.
October 3rd, 2004, the Montreal Expos played their final game, losing 8-1 to the New York Mets at Shea Stadium. A state funeral was held at Montreal's Notre Dame Basilica for former Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. And O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of the murders of Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman, one of the most watched trials in American history. That's what happened on this date back in the past. Here's a look live today out of the bridge over Saskatoon. We are back with your In Case You Missed It and your morning mystery in 2 minutes.
Look at our rural forecast. We're not seeing quite as much of that precipitation falling throughout the north or the central zones this afternoon. Wynyard, though, could be seeing some of that with that high of 22 degrees this afternoon. Down towards the south, we see that rain primarily in the southwest there falling today. Eastern Cypress up to 14 degrees with that. Maple Creek up to 15 degrees. Coronach with that cloud cover up to 22 degrees. And Carlisle up to 21 degrees. Let's take a look at Delisle, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. The high today, 18 degrees. We are going to be seeing mainly cloudy skies throughout that afternoon, and we will be seeing some south winds coming in between 15 and 30 kilometers per hour.
Let's go back out to Prairie Meats. Join Mike Siona getting us all ready for Thanksgiving. And what are you making for us, Mike?
I'll tell you what, we talked about the big proteins, and now we're getting into the sides and the gravies and the potatoes and the desserts, and we are here stoking our hunger with Brendan Unger at Prairie Meats. Came up with that myself, by the way. Brendan, talk to me about some of the sides and all. I mean, it says it right there, easy eats.
You betcha. Yeah, no, we're known for obviously the protein, the turkeys and the hams, but what people don't know is we also carry the full meal deal. So, you know, you have our stuffed mushrooms and potatoes and jalapenos and everything to go with the meal. We also do have an easy eats line, so we make it in-house here in our kitchen. And you know, whether you want gourmet mashed potatoes, you want scallop potatoes, any side you want to go with your protein, we carry it. And what's best is our desserts. So we have a jumbo berry crumble, sticky toffee pudding, and this year for Thanksgiving we have a pumpkin dream dessert, it's called. So it's almost like a pumpkin cheesecake. It's excellent.
Amazing. It's so good for people that maybe don't want to spend that much time in the kitchen. I mean, it really is that easy. Now, you guys do have 6 locations across the province, but at this location in Saskatoon, the Miller Avenue one, you've got like what I'm calling a turkey bar?
You betcha. It's a custom boneless turkey bar, like you said, almost like a Subway for turkeys, I call it. So you come in, you pick your boneless turkey at Miller Avenue, and you pick your butters that we'll put under the skin so it melts into the bird. Herbs, fruit. You can select a bacon that we wrap it in as well. And so that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week from 1 to 5. So yeah, it's excellent.
Okay, there you go. That's good to know. Now, of course, we do have the 2 locations in Regina, the one in Prince Albert, the other 2 in Saskatoon. But if you want the turkey bar, you got to come down here to the Miller Avenue location. And you guys aren't just going to sell you the easy eats or just the meat. I mean, you've got little tip sheets like selecting a ham, right? The knowledge on how to cook it as well.
Yeah, you betcha. I know the hardest thing is, you know, I have 15 people, how much meat do I need? And, you know, we have lots of experienced staff and trained staff that can help you with that, as well as sell sheets that can give you the advice for hams, turkeys, prime rib roast. If you want to learn how to cook a prime rib roast, we have all that information here. So
fantastic. I love it. And of course, you can visit the website prairiemeats.ca and stick around. We're here one more time this morning.
Elon Musk says sales of Tesla vehicles are back up. Tesla reported car deliveries jumped 7% in the latest quarter after plunging for most of the year. However, consumers were also able to take advantage of a $7,500 tax credit before it expired on September 30th. And the tech rally around the world continues unabated with news of another round of major AI deals and partnerships. Japan's Hitachi and OpenAI have teamed up on energy and related infrastructure, and Fujitsu has expanded its collaboration with NVIDIA. This comes just a day after OpenAI's valuation topped $500 billion. Well, lower interest rates are helping to fuel home sales in the Greater Toronto Area. That's according to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Sales were up 8.5% compared to last year. In Vancouver, home sales were up 1.2% in September. Analysts say the Canadian housing market has been under pressure in recent years due to interest rates and policy shifts, but there is potential for further improvement in the months ahead. And those are your morning business headlines for BNN Bloomberg. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Okay, this is the corn maze time of year.
Yes.
You got to go out every year and get the photo, right? But the owners of this giant corn maze, they want you to get lost.
Everything is done by hand. We do not use AI. We're really proud that we do this ourselves. And we start with the theme and the design that we want in the maze. We want to communicate something fun and exciting. And then we build our pathways around that.
Now, we know there are a lot of them locally, and we'd love to see them, but we got to give you the opportunity to see Cool Patch Pumpkins taking pride in what they do. This is in the U.S., in California, of course, so that's fine. This year, the theme was meant to honor farmers. Cool Patch Pumpkins has earned 2 Guinness World Records in the past, in 2007 and 2014, for the world's largest corn maze. Are you good at these?
You know what's funny is that my friend and I went to one 2 weeks ago, and we were just chatting all the way through it, and we accidentally found our way out. We just took the right path through the entire patch.
Here we are.
Yep.
We just made it through.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a playlist because you're going to be in there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, so we have some music coming in on our text line today. We're asking you what's new on your playlist. Some new music, because I feel like a lot of us get into this rut of listening to music that we've been listening to for a couple decades. So what's new on your playlist right now, because it is Life of a Showgirl Day. So you can go on and download that if you are looking for some new music. But Robert on our text line saying the new Greta Van Fleet album. We had Rebecca write in on our email and say Peter McCready, In the Water. Haven't had a chance to check that one out yet. And Margie on X saying she loves the new Annie Wilson album.
Okay.
So there's some suggestions for you to start. We'd love to see some more answers though. So text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. You can also scan that QR code on the screen right now and tell us what new music is on your playlist lately.
Years ago this week, Pink Floyd hit #1 with their album Wish You Were Here.
So you think you can tell?
It was the follow-up to their iconic Dark Side of the Moon, expanding on the themes of absence and alienation.
Can you tell it being feel from a cold steel red?
In December, the band will release a 50th anniversary edition with 25 bonus tracks.
Do you think you can tell? Or did they get you to trade your hero?
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday forward. We're going to head to Game 3 in the Bronx. Yankees, Red Sox, top 8. It's 4-0 Yankees. Jaron Duran pops it into foul territory. Ryan McMahon gives chase and makes the fantastic catch, goes head over heels and flips into the Red Sox dugout, but manages to hold on. McMahon delivering the play of the postseason so far, and he is your must-see moment from Thursday. Friday on TSN, Week 18, and the CFL kicks off with the Roughriders taking on the Red Blacks. Pre-game coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
It is time for our morning mystery. We have a guest player today. That is Brandon Hall from Pure Country 92.7. So we've got our whiteboards. Today, Brandon, it is a thing. So we're going to give you 3 clues. You try to guess what it is. It is a thing. Clue number 1. A snail has more than 25,000.
Oh.
Mosquitoes have 47. Armadillos have 10, while humans have 32. What is your answer? Write it on your whiteboard.
Oh, this one's a tricky one.
I have less than this because I played hockey. And
I have a question just based off of, like, what humans have.
Okay.
I think it's...
Show your answer. Brandon,
ready?
Answer.
Oh,
Brandon's going with humans have 32 hairs? Okay. The answer is teeth.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It is World Smile Day. Brandon, why hair?
Hey, I come from a long line of bald guys, so...
All right,
I've been bobbing and weaving. I've been bobbing and weaving, so, as you can see. So, all right.
Brandon, thanks for playing along. We'll see you again in a few minutes.
Bye.
That is your morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
It's time now for a look at your school day forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out onto the bus in Regina right now, we're sitting at about 8 degrees, but we do have a nice mix of sun and cloud. If you're heading out later on, though, we are going to be seeing some rain in Regina, 16 degrees at lunch and 18 degrees by the final bell, and that is also when we're going to be seeing those winds start to go up. In Saskatoon, sitting at 7 degrees right now to start the day, 14 degrees by lunch. Cloud cover expected by the lunch time hour. However, we're not going to be seeing that precipitation falling, and the afternoon high at final bell is 18 degrees. As we go to break, here's a look at today's gas prices in Regina. The most common cost to fill up is $135.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $119.9. In Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up is $135.9, but you might find the lowest at $124.9. Taking a look at the farm markets now, the street price of canola at $552.22 per ton, and the futures price at $6.11 per ton. Amber durum wheat at $274.93 per ton, and red spring wheat at $241.45 per ton this morning. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading down at 71.62 cents US. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. My name is Daryl. Here's what's making news this part of the hour. A Saskatoon man has received one of the longest voyeurism sentences ever imposed in this country. The man was sentenced Thursday after he pleaded guilty to spying and recording 23 women through the windows of their homes. Stacey Hine reports.
It's a lot, and it's disturbing.
The Crown calls it a disturbing number of victims. 23 women secretly watched and recorded through the windows of their homes. 36-year-old Kyle Hamiluk admitted to surveilling these women while they were fully or partially nude. Hamiluk has now been sentenced to 2 years and 10 months after pleading guilty to 23 counts of voyeurism and 2 counts of breaching probation. During sentencing, Justice Krista Zur spoke about the serious harm caused by Hamiluk's actions, telling him, quote, "You exploit their powerlessness for your own sexual gratification." Crown Prosecutor Leslie Dunning echoes that impact.
Although there's not any physical contact, the psychological impact of what it had on these victims is very serious.
Hamiluk has prior voyeurism convictions from 2017 and 2020. Dunning says there is little case law involving repeat voyeurism offenders.
The maximum I found was 2 years. A lot of those cases were in conjunction with other offenses, other sexual-related offenses, which bumped those sentences a lot higher.
Hameluk's nearly 3-year sentence is among the longest handed down for voyeurism alone. With credit for time served, he has about 7 months left behind bars, followed by 2 years of probation. As part of his probation, Hameluk is banned from owning a phone or any electronic device capable of taking photos or videos. He also has a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew for the first year and must complete programming for addictions and sexual offending. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
There are still some slight delays at the border caused by an system outage earlier this week. Trucks were backed up at multiple crossings yesterday. This morning, there are commercial delays of a little less than an hour at most major crossings. Here in Saskatchewan, North Portable reporting about a 10-minute delay. Canada Border Services Agency system outage has now caused delays at airports also twice in 1 week. Police in Manchester now say one of the victims killed in Thursday's deadly attack at a synagogue was accidentally shot by police as they tried to bring the unarmed attacker under control. Meanwhile, the UK Interior Minister is urging organizers of a planned pro-Palestinian rally this weekend to postpone or cancel that event.
The freedom to protest is a precious freedom in this country, but what I would say to people that are planning to go on a protest is just to take a step back for a minute.
Greater Manchester Police say they believe the suspect, who was identified as a 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent, was not carrying a gun, and the only shots fired were from police. They add that one of the injured people in the attack also suffered a gunshot wound. Manchester residents are still trying to come to grips with the attack and what it means for the United Kingdom. A mother in Prince Albert is fundraising for the Boreal Healthcare Foundation in the hopes of naming a hospital room after her late son. Jasmine Peltier reports.
Trish Hart wants people to know that her son Keena's life was full of love.
My auntie says that my boy was born very special and that he had a battle to live from the start.
When Hart first decided to help fundraise, she was hoping to get a memorial wreath on the Victoria Hospital's Tree of Life in honor of her son Keena, who passed away last year, days before his 2nd birthday.
The reason why me and the dad are doing this is because we want our son's life to be acknowledged and want people to know that our son's life mattered.
When she shared a link to the fundraiser on social media, someone messaged her suggesting to think bigger than a wreath. Hart now hopes the updated hospital will have a room in pediatrics named after Keena once construction is complete.
Even though he's not here to tell his story, his mom and dad is here to tell his story, and although his life can't be saved, at least he's going to be able to save a bunch of other little babies.
Hart is a mom of 5, and she says Keena's siblings are supportive of the fundraiser in their brother's memory. Keena spent a lot of time at the Victoria Hospital in Prince Albert and the Jim Pattison Hospital in Saskatoon due to his complex medical needs. So Hart says she wants to help other families in need of pediatric care. The fundraiser is part of the Boreal Healthcare Foundation's Equip the Vic campaign to provide equipment and comfort items for the hospital. Keena's fundraiser is open until the Give a Little Life Day Radiothon on December 5th. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Yorkton Regional Airport opened its doors for visitors on Thursday. After a long construction period, the new terminal building is finally ready to welcome you. Spectators able to enjoy some grill and speeches by city representatives. The new building boasts a conference room, small lounge, and an open hall and offices. According to city officials, Yorkton spent about $2.3 million, but they were able to cut some costs.
And we have around 14,000 flight movements annually that come and go out of here. And I think we're starting to see with the new terminal building the attention to how many planes and jets are actually flying out of here, not to mention the medical purposes, the helicopters and that type of thing.
Yorkton is the 5th busiest airport in the region. A class of history students was hard at work on Thursday as part of a school project. They were painting crosswalks. The piece of art will serve as a memorial for Remembrance Day, led by teachers. White stripes and 2 maple leaves will now decorate the intersection with the words "To all who served" in both English and Ukrainian.
They're pretty excited. They've been checking out the crosswalk, getting ideas. It was one of my students' ideas to do the writing in Ukrainian as well, so they're really committed to this and excited.
The new memorial is located at the corner of 3rd Avenue and Main Street. Researchers in Texas say they've identified the first known hybrid between a blue jay and a green jay. It has the blue feathers and calls like a blue jay, but markings of a green jay. It's believed climate change caused the new species to overlap, making it easier for them to mate. And now to Vermont, a quick trip where dogs and humans can find joy together. Here's Maggie Rulli.
With doggy kisses, cuddles.
You like the rubs, don't you?
And puppies. So much puppy love.
This is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
At the Golden Dog Farm in Jeffersonville, Vermont.
Are you ready?
Their golden experience, the ultimate happy hour. It's a puppy play date going viral.
Come with us to the Golden Retriever Dog Farm in Vermont.
This is like being a kid at Disneyland if you're a Golden Retriever fan.
This is pure joy.
This is pure joy.
It's that pure happiness that owners Doug and Rebecca Werpel say they want to share with the world.
Has there anything that surprised you?
I think how many people wanted this to exist, but didn't know it.
I found myself needing the farm as much as our guests do for the happiness. It would just give me so much joy to be able to bring joy to other people. Like, people can't leave here not happy.
Something that I found out firsthand.
Love being out there bouncing around, or maybe in Moose Mountain Provincial Park. Danita sent us this picture at sunset. Kayla.
Oh, look at that beautiful shot. Get outside, enjoy the nature of the fall season. Well, we still have temperatures that allow us to get outside.
I thought you were going to say the nature of things, and I was going to take me back to David Suzuki back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we can go back.
We just did. All right. What's going on this weekend?
All right. Well, as we look forward towards the weekend, we do start to see temperatures going down, mainly on Sunday, though. At least for today and tomorrow, we can enjoy the temperatures that are still above the seasonal average before they drop to below double digits. 8 degrees right now in Regina. We do have some east winds coming in at 9 kilometers per hour right now, and 6 kilometers per hour in Saskatoon, sitting at 7 degrees to wake us up. Both cities seeing a nice mix of sun and cloud to start the day, but Regina could be seeing some rain later on. Now, here's a look at the radar and satellite. We can see that overnight the rain has already started into early this morning. Now, what we're looking at as we look forward into the rest of the day is mainly that rain falling down in the southwest. Swift current going to be seeing quite a bit of that rain today. Regina going to be seeing some of that rain later on in the morning and into the early afternoon before that does push off later into the afternoon. This is at about 8 p.m. on your screen. You can see how it's sort of curving right around Regina and just north of Yorkton at that time, but Yorkton is still going to be seeing some of that rain today as well. When that part of the system that made its way up from the United States does push off into Manitoba, we do see some more of that rain coming in from Alberta, also tracking east and also coming along with more of that cloud cover for our tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon as well. A lot of cloud cover on the way for the weekend, even with those temperatures still staying warm until Sunday. The total amount of rainfall that we're going to be seeing today is estimated to be about 7 millimeters for Swift Current, about 2 millimeters for Moose Jaw, 1 millimeter expected for Regina, and about 3 millimeters expected for Yorkton. Along with that precipitation, we are still seeing some temperatures into the mid to high teens in many places like Moose Jaw up to 18, Saskatoon up to 18 in Regina. Some places down in the southeast still cracking into those 20-degree temperatures. So Weyburn with that cloud cover up to 22 and Estevan missing that rain up to about 24 degrees today. We've been talking about how the temperatures are going to be going down later on into our weekend. So that's on Sunday down to about 9 degrees and the rain is going to be returning. 13 degrees on Monday though and 9 degrees on Tuesday. In Saskatoon, we're not seeing quite as much of that rain falling, but we are still seeing quite a bit of cloud cover until at least mid next week. 18 degrees today though with that cloud cover, 15 degrees tomorrow and then dropping down to 8 degrees on Sunday, 10 degrees on Monday. That's when we're going to be getting into those negative temperatures overnight though. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is dollar. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
These are the sights and sounds of Oktoberfest in Munich, the annual German festival celebrated around the world, including here at home. Carrie Van Loosen and Andrea McLeod are part of the Regina German Club, and they join us live in studio this morning to tell us all about this year's event. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, thank you.
So, Andrea, you are actually from Germany. I'm going to come over to you for the first question. Oktoberfest, as we mentioned, celebrated around the world, but how does this event really share German culture with the wider community?
Well, it is one of the oldest festivals that is well known, let's put it that way. It was, since 1810, so 190 years celebrated, because we had some breaks in between, unfortunately. But yeah, it is so well known, and I think that's easy to draw on people. And then once we hook them in, we can share some other culture events that we also have. And I think people just enjoy the visuals of it with the dirndls and the lederhosen, and just that festivity, that celebration element of it all, that is so easy to share.
Absolutely. It's so much fun, and of course it's not just about all the fun we're having. We're going for the food and the great drinks, right? So, yes. Carrie, I'm going to come on over to you. Of course, Oktoberfest is known for its beer, but what can people expect at this year's event in Regina?
Well, aside from the beer that we do import from Germany, we have an array of it, plus we supply some local craft beer. Our food menu this year, we've, of course, you'll have schnitzel and bratwurst and spätzle and Lebkuchen and Schmalznudeln and all these things. We've introduced the, I'm going to correct if I'm wrong, Wiesenhändel. It's a quarter roasted chicken. I think we're doing it in a Bavarian style, if I'm not mistaken. There's obviously our in-house made pretzels as well. It's just, there's an array of things to eat, and our Torten downstairs, when you come in, we have a Kaffeestube. That's the layered cakes. Variety of those as well. I know I always get 2 or 3 slices. I probably shouldn't. It's delicious. There's never a moment where you don't have something in your hand to eat or drink. Let's put it that way.
Oh, as somebody with German heritage, you are speaking my language. That all sounds delicious. We have to talk about the entertainment, though. So, Andrea, I'm going to come back to you for that. What can people expect on stage?
In the afternoon, we have a variety of cultural performances. We have interactive stuff happening, activities for the kids to participate in, cupcake walks, all sorts of musical chairs and whatnot. So there's lots to do for the children in the afternoon. And then in the evening, we'll have a band. We have a grand march in. You don't want to miss that. Our Schuhplattler, our guys, are going to do great performances. And then just everybody go on the dance floor and enjoy themselves.
Well, it sounds like a whole lot of fun. So we have to tell people how they can attend and what they should know. I'll come back over to you, Carrie, for that.
Sure. So tonight is sold out. It's our Auftakt meal, our kickoff meal. But you can join us after at 9 o'clock for the Ms. and Mr. Oktoberfest contest. And tomorrow being the main event, we have our children's portion, our Kinderfest, which starts at 2 o'clock, and that's free. So come from 2 to 5. Like Andrew was saying, participate in activities. And then 5:30-ish, we start to switch over to the evening portion. 6 o'clock, be there to get your spot. It's rush seating, $10 at the door. We've had a few sponsorship tables, so it's going to be a packed house, as it was the last couple years. But I would recommend being there before 7 if you want to catch the whole program.
Well, there you have it. The place to be this weekend is the Regina German Club. You can head on over to their website for more information about what's happening this weekend.
Here's what's happening in our community. A fall supper happening Friday, October 3rd at 5 p.m. at the Heritage United Church. That's 1050 North Arneson Street, 306-543-2626 for more. Weyburn's Old Time Dance Club is hosting a party on Friday, October 3rd at 8 p.m. It's in the Banquet Hall on 4th Street in Weyburn. Call 306-861-9929 for more. Take-home turkey supper is happening Saturday, October 4th at Lakeview United Church, 3200 McCallum Avenue. Tickets must be bought in advance by calling 306-585-0404. If you'd like your event shown here, email us, reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca, but do so at least 2 weeks in advance.
And we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday wish going out to Antoine, who turned 13 yesterday. This shout out coming with love from the Henderson family. Happy 45th birthday going out to Keely today. Have an awesome day with love from your friends and family. Happy birthday also going out to Angeline, turning 9 years old, and her family sent in this photo to mark the occasion. Have a great birthday. Samira is turning 10 today. Welcome to double digits. Lots of love coming your way from Grandma, Grandpa, and the crew. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Mandy. We hope this year is a great one. This coming from Lori and Eric. Also celebrating another trip around the sun is Cammie. Happy birthday wishes coming from your mother and the rest of your family. Have a great day. And looking forward to the weekend. Dawn, it's your birthday tomorrow, and we hope it's a great one. This shout out coming with love from all of your friends. Happy 57th to Doug. He's celebrating tomorrow as well. And these well wishes coming from your sister Debbie, Gary, and Aaron. And a very happy 50th anniversary shout out going out to Jim and Kathy tomorrow. Traditional gift for 50 is gold. That sounds expensive, but happy anniversary, lovebirds. We hope you have a great day. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, make sure you send us your milestones to Your Morning Saskatchewan at CTV.ca. You can also scan that QR code on your screen right now. Make sure you send us a picture along with that greeting message. Tell us who you're celebrating and what you're celebrating, and send that in 1 day in advance.
It's a big day for Taylor Swift fans. The pop star's latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, dropped overnight. Swift says studio album number 12 was written during her most recent Eras tour and was inspired by her life on the road. Fans can also head to the movie theater to see the official release party of a Showgirl, which is full of music videos and behind-the-scenes footage. One Direction members Louis Tomlinson and Zayn Malik are reuniting for a new travel documentary series for Netflix. The show will follow their tour through the U.S. and is set to come out next year. The two are also expected to address the sudden death of their former bandmate Liam Payne last year after he fell off a hotel balcony in Argentina. The Chi is coming to an end. Paramount Plus says season 8 of the drama about life on the south side of Chicago will be its last. Production of the final season is set to begin next year. And happy birthday to Gwen Stefani. The No Doubt and 3-time Grammy-winning singer is turning 56. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
Look at that handsome devil with all of his 32 hairs on his head from our morning mystery. What's going on the radio?
I'm not a smart man, but at least I have hair.
But we love you. We love you.
But no, hey, to all bald folks, you look great. You look really good. Hey, I have a question for you. Would you like to win $1,500? Yeah, I would. That'd be nice. That'd be really good. You can do that coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. It's our last play. If we don't get our big money montage answers, we have 1 out of 3. But if we don't get the 3 out of 3, we'll go open blitz mode. That means we'll open up our text line to everybody in the province, 54321. And we'll go until we find a winner. Now, I gave a hint on the air. I'm going to give a hint to you here. Stop looking at the song titles and notice the artist name. There's one that's popping up that's correct. Notice that person's name and go from there, and you can win the big money montage for Marlin Travel Regina.
Pregnancy announcements are exciting, but sometimes it's a little too much for some. Laura literally fell to the ground when her sister told her family that she was expecting, and they say it takes a village to raise a child. I can tell that this baby is going to have a village.
And going to need earplugs. I love that Mom, Grandma, everybody was dancing around. Dad's off in the left. He's just kind of still sitting there enjoying his coffee.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay, we're having another one. Okay, that's
all right.
Now to a mom who's got all the moves when needed. Dance move, that's called the Charlie Brown. So the ultrasound tech said needed the babies to move, babies, because she's having twins. So this is what she came up with, and now it's got 6 million views online.
I just need to say that when I was pregnant, I was not doing anything remotely this active.
Oh, I have a great video on my phone I have to show you now. Sarah doing lunges in the hallway.
Oh, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
And I put it to Riding Dirty by Chameleonaire. Time out. I'm going to show her that video. We'll be right back. You got to see this. It's Friday, October 3rd.
I went through the whole process, but then slip came out that says incomplete.
Now, a rough week for travelers and truckers with system outages at airports and long delays at land borders as well.
Obviously, municipalities understand what they need, what best they need on the ground level in their communities.
A Saskatchewan contingent visiting Ottawa this week feeling optimistic about conversations. The wait is officially over. Director Corey's excited. Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl, is out, and critics are calling it joyful, playful, and catchy, just like him. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. To Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rubbold.
And I'm Kayleen Sawatsky. Happy Friday.
You think that he'd get tired of us making, remarks about? He loves it. He just said in my ear, I just love a good shout out.
It's one of those things where nobody knows what Director Corey looks like, but we talk about him all the time. Really, he's the voice in our head.
You only know the back of his head doing that aggressive count.
Yeah.
Let's get to your weather in just a minute. First, let's get to your news update. It starts with this. When the Prime Minister announced the first round of major projects to be fast-tracked, Saskatchewan's government was disappointed to see none of the projects selected were energy-based. But Alberta is hoping to change that, proposing an oil pipeline that's receiving support from our Premier. Donovan Mace reports.
Without question, a new oil pipeline to the northwest BC coast would have the greatest economic benefit.
Alberta's pipeline plan has the support of Saskatchewan's Premier. Taking to social media Wednesday, Premier Scott Moe saying his government stands with its neighbor as Alberta takes steps to build a new West Coast pipeline, adding this project strengthens Canada's economy, opens new markets, and creates opportunities to advance Canada's national interests. Now, it comes after the Alberta government announced it will contribute $14 million as an incentive to a private sector contractor to step up and build it.
We can't let our pipeline proponents have to navigate through all the complexities of a regulatory process without us being able to walk with them.
But not everyone is on board. BC Premier David Eby is cautious of the plan, saying it does not have private sector support and is being put on the back of taxpayers.
Premier Smith continues to advance a project that is entirely taxpayer funded.
In response to CTV News, Federal Minister of Energy and Natural Resources Tim Hodgson says if Alberta wishes to be the initial proponent and funder of a pipeline to the West Coast and put it forward to the MPO, it is within their right to do so. Adding once any proponent has done this work, the federal government is open to evaluating a project on its merits. Now, Ottawa adds there have been no discussions with the government of Saskatchewan regarding similar proposals to fund a pipeline from our province. But Premier Moe says all economic projects need to go forward if Canada wants to strengthen its economy. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
The CEO of North America's largest energy infrastructure company says Canada can absolutely be an energy superpower. But Enbridge CEO Greg Ebel tells CTV's Power Play in an exclusive broadcast interview that the federal government regulations are standing in the way.
I don't think you have to look too far to see concrete, real examples of Enbridge and other pipelines being willing to be the proponent of a pipeline if the conditions are set. Capital will go to where the conditions are set. And today, the conditions are not set for that pipeline to exist in Canada.
Now, he notes building a pipeline to the West Coast would require the federal government to lift its oil tanker ban. On Wednesday, Alberta announced it will commit $14 million to support a new pipeline to northwestern BC. Enbridge is one of 3 companies providing counsel on that proposal. A Saskatchewan contingent visiting Ottawa this week is feeling optimistic about conversations with federal officials. The group, which includes representatives from the provincial government along with municipal and community leaders, one of them being the mayor of Yorkton. We heard from him yesterday on this show. That interview is available on our website. They want to talk about renewing a cost-shared infrastructure program with Ottawa. That current program is known as Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program. It doesn't expire until 2034, but it's not accepting any new projects, and other programs aren't as flexible in kinds of projects that are being accepted.
Obviously, municipalities understand what they need, what best they need on the ground level in their communities. As a provincial government, we want to be there to support them.
You know, kind of that no strings attached, trust in the municipalities to apply the funding and how they need it. That's something that's united front coming here with the province. This is something that, you know, I think we surprised some of the federal officials, and they were quite pleased to see the collaboration.
Both say they are carefully watching the federal government to see what they bring forward in the fall financial update early next month and the spring budget. We have breaking news this morning. Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Washington next week to try to find some sort of path for the trade and tariff impasse with the U.S. The Prime Minister's office issuing a statement this morning saying Prime Minister Mark Carney will be meeting with President Trump at the White House on Tuesday. The visit, Carney's second as Prime Minister, comes as the two countries are locked in a protracted trade war and are negotiating on trade and security issues. Carney and Trump will hold working meetings that day. On the last visit in May, the Prime Minister sought to counter Trump's 51st state rhetoric, warning the president that those comments infuriated Canadians. Ottawa has now launched a new defense investment agency that plans to buy more military equipment from Canadian companies.
We're not going to be spending 75 cents of our dollar south. We'll be amortizing that money out in Canada where we can, and then spending it in other places where we have to.
The agency seeks to cut red tape and duplication. It'll prioritize selecting Canadian companies for big contracts valued at over $100 million. But the agency's first major decision will be about submarines, and they're going to choose not between a Canadian company, but a German and a South Korean one to replace Canada's aging fleet. The purchase of more F-35 fighter jets still up in the air. The Conservatives say the new agency is unnecessary, and they're slamming the appointment of its new CEO. A Saskatoon woman says she was shocked by what she saw inside the emergency department at Royal University Hospital. As Laura Woodward reports.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Patients at Saskatoon's Royal University Hospital forced to get medical care in hallways with rooms full to capacity.
It literally looked like a natural disaster had just happened.
Lynn Harmon took her mother to the RUH emergency department last week. She says she was shocked to witness an intimate procedure performed in the hall.
There was absolutely no privacy, just open, very open. And then my mom, who has a compromised immune system, was next to people who were there supposedly with viral infections.
Cross your fingers you don't get sick and end up in ER.
Tim Lang says his mother, who had suffered a stroke, spent 4 days in a hallway bed before being moved into a room.
Somebody in the bed next to her got up and he literally peed on the floor. The stench in that hallway was brutal.
Lang counted 172 people walk past his mother's bed in just 1 hour.
The nurses are doing the best they can with what they have, but the facility is broken, totally broken. It's totally overwhelmed, bursting at the seams.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority says last week's crowding was a result of a temporary surge in patients.
More people were accessing the emergency department, and they were sicker, resulting in more people being admitted, which created more
capacity challenges within our hospital system.
In March, the province announced funding for 109 new acute care beds in Saskatoon. So far, only 20 are open. The SHA expects the other 89 will open in the coming months. Harmon hopes a solution can be found so other families don't have to go through the same experience.
A lot of people have been telling me, oh, it's been going on for years, but why should we be allowing it to go on for years? Like, where is the change going to happen?
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
It's game day for your Saskatchewan Roughriders, who are in Ottawa to take on the Red Blacks later today, and it appears they took reinforcements with them, including a star receiver who is anxious to get back on the field. Lee Jones reports.
Harris has time downfield, staying on his feet, and so touchdown.
Ready to go always. I was born ready for this, baby.
There's no question Kean Schaefer-Baker is excited to make his rider return in Ottawa, starting at slot back. The receiver's been out since leaving the opening game with a foot issue. His third straight season missing multiple games due to an injury.
It's finding the blessing in the lesson each and every single day. And, you know, this process has taught me a lot. And when you love something so much, you're willing to go to the end of the world for it. So, and this is something I'll do that for.
With Schaefer-Baker's return, the receiving core is closer to what was expected on day one, with Samuel Emelis, Keyshawn Johnson, Dante Myers starting.
Harris. The throw. Touchdown, Saskatchewan.
Tommy Neild would be the only exception, earning the last starting spot with 4 touchdowns in 7 games. Joe, Del Duncan Busby, and Sean Bain Jr. are listed as backups.
The ceiling's untapped with this group, you know. We got so many great players all around, whether it's O-line to special teams to the quarterback room. We have so much depth, and, you know, that just pushes each guy every single day to just be their best self.
They're all a little bit different, understanding what their strengths are and how they see routes and see coverage, and get on the same page and doing the best we can to execute. But right now is that time where, you know, we're starting to get healthy and around the corner, and we've got to make sure that we don't just talk about it, we be about it on game day.
Defensively, the biggest change will be an All-American starting secondary. C.J. Rivas moves to safety, while Antoine Brooks Jr. takes over at strong side linebacker. Changes the Riders hope snap them out of a 2-game funk.
For us, it's 2 options: bounce back or bounce backwards. We gotta go ahead and recoil here and set the trajectory upwards.
I think we come out there and send a message right from the jump. It's just going to echo throughout the rest of the team.
Lee Jones reports. I haven't said that in a very, very long time, Kaylee.
It's always fun, though, to switch into different roles, right? I'm on evening weather yesterday and today, and it's fun to try something new.
We brought the Brinks truck. We're just pulling the cash out and into your SUV. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on today?
It was nice to sleep here, though. Just joking. Let's get into those temperatures now. We're starting to warm up in Regina. 10 degrees right now. We do have a nice mix of sun and cloud to start the day. Winds not coming in too strong to start the day, but they will be increasing into the late afternoon. 6 degrees to wake us up in Saskatoon as well. A beautiful start to the day outside of that camera there. Now, the radar and satellite showing that we did start to see some of that precipitation making its way in from the United States overnight and into the early morning hours today. Later on into the morning, we're still going to be seeing that rain impacting us down towards the south. So Swift Current going to be seeing the most of it. Regina seeing some of it in the late morning into the early parts of the afternoon, and Yorkton, of course, seeing it as well. Later into the evening hours, we still see it around the area in the south and just north of the Parkland region there. Going to be fully out of the province overnight, but then we see some more rain making its way in from Alberta. That's really going to be impacting areas mostly in the north part of the province, and then just a little bit into the central zone. And then that will be pushing off into the weekend. Just a little bit more, very small patches of rain impacting the north part of the province into the later parts of the weekend. The rain that we're expecting today showing about 7 millimeters for Swift Current, about 2 millimeters for Moose Jaw, only about 1 millimeter for Regina, and about 3 millimeters expected for Yorkton. Today's forecast with that rain showing some temperatures that are lower than what we saw yesterday, but still above the seasonal average for most places, especially down in that southeast corner where we're still seeing temperatures into those 20 degrees, such as Weyburn up to 22 and Estevan up to 24 degrees today. Moose Jaw up to 18 degrees, Saskatoon up to 18 degrees, and Prince Albert seeing a little bit more of that sunshine today, up to 18 degrees. Now, the 5-day forecast here showing that temperatures, at least for today and tomorrow, still seeing those ranging from the mid to high teens. But Sunday, that is going to be a cooler day across the province. 9 degrees for Regina, and we are going to be seeing the winds going up on that day as well. It's going to be a great autumn day to stay inside, curl up by the window, and read a book. 13 degrees on Monday. Winds are going to be going down on that day, and we're going to be seeing a bit more of that sunshine as well. In Saskatoon, the 5-day forecast showing not as much of that precipitation, but still seeing that temperature dropping on Sunday. 8 degrees will be the high, with that mix of sun and cloud, dropping into the negatives on Monday overnight.
I want to introduce you to a Slovenian professional climber. Take a look at this. Domin Kofic. He's the first person to successfully complete a climbing route while flying. He pulled it off at 2,500 feet on a glider with a specially constructed route under its wings. Now, not surprisingly, he said it was harder than he thought it would be. This is obviously a promotional stunt for Red Bull, so they do all kinds of crazy stuff. Would you try it?
Oh, gosh, no, never. I cannot say just how much I would never consider doing this.
No, not a chance. But glad you did it there, Slovenian.
I'm not. I want nobody to do this. This seems reckless.
Hope you're heavily insured. Question of the day, what's on your new music playlist? Of course, everybody's streaming Taylor Swift, it appears, today.
Yeah, and you know what? I appreciate Tara sent this picture into us, made me giggle this morning. We have the Kelsey brothers saying on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's the Life of a Showgirl release day. And of course, that's parodying Mean Girls that has that quote. We also have Lori writing in saying she's loving Jelly Roll music lately. That's been added to her playlist. We had Michelle write in saying Asanabi, I hope I'm saying that right, Edge of the Earth album. He's an Indigenous artist that will be coming here to Regina in November. He's a great musician. Can't wait to see him live. So there's another one that we can all go and add to our playlists today.
I guess so.
Robert in Regina saying the new Greta Van Fleet album. Peter McCready, In the Water, also an answer coming in through our email. And Margie C saying that she loves the new Annie Wilson album. So we did at least get some love for the new Taylor Swift album, The Life of a Showgirl. You can head on over to whatever streaming platform you use and give that a listen today. Show some Swiftie love.
I am optimistic. I'm generally a very optimistic person.
This morning, Prince William sharing some rare personal insights with Eugene Levy.
Yeah, I think stuff to do with family overwhelms me quite a bit. You know, worry or stress around family side of things, that does overwhelm me quite a bit. But in terms of, you know, doing the job and things like that, I don't feel too overwhelmed by that. Not now, anyway.
The job? Well, he's going to be king one day. William telling the reluctant traveler that things will be different under his reign.
I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda. Change for good. And I embrace that and I enjoy that change. I don't fear it. That's the bit that excites me.
A taste of a more modern king.
This is your mode of transportation.
It is round here.
William sharing with Levy the trials of last year when both his wife and father were diagnosed with cancer.
I'm so proud of my wife and my father for how they've handled all of last year. My children have managed brilliantly as well.
Catherine is in remission now.
Yes.
Yes, which is wonderful.
It's great news, exactly.
How did that affect the children, if I may ask?
Everyone has their own coping mechanisms for these sorts of things, and children are constantly learning and adapting. We try to make sure we give them the security and the safety that they need. And we're a very open family, so we talk about, you know, things that bother us and things that trouble us. But you never quite know the knock-on effects it can have.
And the prince stressing the importance of his work-life balance.
Because for me, the most important thing in my life is family, and everything is about the future. And about, if you don't start the children off now with a happy, healthy, stable home, I feel you're setting them up for a bit of a hard time and a fall.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Let's go back out on location. Join Mike Siona getting us ready for Thanksgiving with Prairie Meats. Mike, good morning.
Well, indeed, just over a week before Thanksgiving, and we've talked all about the traditional meal, but the weather, fingers crossed, will hold up for next weekend. Maybe the barbecue's back in play. And Brendan, Under, you guys have something for all different palates at Prairie Meats.
You betcha. Like you said, we talked about the turkeys and the hams, but we do have a large selection of other products. It's a great weekend for smoking. We have, your pork butts, your briskets that we can custom trim for you. You know what? I'm going to cook a steak this weekend because the weather's looking good this weekend. Even next, it's looking unusually warm, so my barbecue's still out. But we have lots of selections if you don't want a turkey. So, no, it's great to see the nice weather for the next couple of weeks. So,
yeah, no doubt about it. I love this. This is one of my favorite areas here, just the meat display, because it's absolutely brilliant here as far as I'm concerned. You're looking at that brisket. I mean, that's trimmed down already. It takes a lot of the extra layers out of it, doesn't it?
Well, you betcha. And we have lots of experienced staff that can help you out with different cuts, what you're looking for, different sizes. If you're cooking for 10 people, 20 people, we can give recommendations, recommended cooking time, stuff like that. So, no, just, come on by and, ask some questions.
Now, looking at the meat counter, fantastic. I love that. Coming in person is always the way I prefer to shop because you're seeing it and you're able to kind of enjoy that experience. But you guys, not just the 6 locations in the province, you have the delivery service. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so like you said, we have 6 locations across 3 different cities, but we deliver to over 200 locations across the province. So whether you're in a small town, whether you're in North Battleford or Prince or anywhere else, we deliver all over. And 5 days a week we deliver, and just lots of different options. So
fantastic. Well, you got a couple of days left to get ready for Thanksgiving. Whatever your feast may be, enjoy.
Again by tech expert Katrina German, always shedding light on technology related things happening in our province. And there are some Saskatchewan technology companies that are working to create the next big thing. And you're going to share some of those with us today.
That's right. So today we're going to focus on newcomers to Saskatchewan and people who are really helping to build up our new industries. So there's a lot of really cool things happening. One of the ones that's really interesting coming out in the next short while has been created by Olashaney Cole, and otherwise known as Shaney, and it's called STEMini. And this is so cool. It's basically a gamification. It's a big game for kids to learn STEM skills. Okay. And man, it is just, I got a demo of it. It's so fun. I want to learn and practice my STEM skills with it, even though it's exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so that's a really cool project that's coming out, and we're so pleased that he's building it here in Saskatchewan.
Okay, excellent. Next up, we're going to talk about Teal electrification systems.
So Sahil has been working away for several years, and the way that this company started was with a lot of really neat electric vehicles and really interesting ways. But what their really big thing that they're doing is making sure that electric vehicles and chargers, mostly, they're really focused on chargers right now, are good for all weather and all environments, which is very important here in Saskatchewan. We're the perfect place to be testing and putting this out there. So
I think I've heard of this actually happening.
Yes, so Sahil is just doing some amazing work, and they've got some really cool technology that they're building over there.
Okay, wonderful. And then something called Go Webbies. This is a web design and branding company?
That's right. So Chadney's very involved with the Open Doors Society, and she has actually been doing really good work. So she does web design, branding, SEO, and just remembering too, SEO is search engine optimization. So that's basically doing things to your website and to your different content to make sure that Google and the different search engines can find it. So important part of your structure when you're building your website and your online marketing, and Go Webbies is a group that can certainly help.
Okay, let's talk about newcomers. People come to our province from all over the world. Is there any assistance or any help or guidance that they can find to help them get into technology?
Certainly. So a lot of the groups like the Open Door Society and that sort of thing are connected in with a lot lot of the technology world as well, but there's always ways to get directly into the technology world. So if you want to go to CoLabs in Saskatoon, Cultivator in Regina, there's also a lot of other accelerators that are through the universities and that sort of thing that can just really help you to develop what you're creating and to make sure there's actually a market for it, and really just actually providing a whole community and support to help you create, because entrepreneurship is not easy, especially right now.
Yeah.
Tech entrepreneurship is its own game and it's a lot of fun, so it's much easier to build those types of things when you have a whole community around you.
Okay, and you are part of that tech community in Saskatchewan and in Canada and around the world. Where can we keep up with you and find out what you're up to?
At ethicaldigital.ca or katrinagerman.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your morning, Saskatchewan, just about 8:30 on your Friday. My weekend is this close. Hopefully you have a great day today. There are still some slight delays if you are traveling at the border because of that system outage earlier this week. Trucks were backed up at multiple crossings this morning. It's about a 30-minute commercial wait to North Portal, 10 minutes reported for personal vehicles or less. The Canadian Border Services Agency says that that same outage caused issues at airports twice this week as well. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pushing for the Liberals to get on board with his party's plans to reform Canada's bail system.
While people are dying on our streets, where our citizens are being massacred, while women are being killed by abusive ex-husbands, Mark Carney has spent 6 months spinning in circles, leaving Liberal laws in place.
The opposition leader is calling to fast-track a proposed Conservative bill which would make judges consider the accused's full criminal history and make it harder for those who commit major offenses while on bail to receive bail again. The Liberals have indicated their own bail reform bill is on the way. The Western College of Veterinary Medicine has some new equipment to provide quality animal health care. The new MRI machine was unveiled, as well as a new linear accelerator as part of the Animal Education and Healthcare Project. The project also includes renovations to diagnostic and treatment units. The MRI produces detailed imaging for diagnosing animal patients that are developing treatment plans as well. The college says the linear accelerator is a vital tool for treating cancer with image-guided radiotherapy.
Accelerator and upgraded MRI machine mark a pivotal moment. They will revolutionize diagnostics and treatment for veterinary patients.
The project's total cost, $9.1 million. Saskatoon community leaders learning firsthand what it's like to not have a home. 10 people part of the Sanctum 36-hour challenge. Each participant given a different set of circumstances with challenges to overcome, like being on the streets themselves.
Absolutely eye-opening to see what others go through, and yeah, it really makes me desire better for people who have mobility issues. They deserve the ability to get around, and in some cases we don't do a good job of that.
I went to go look at a place to rent, and it was scary, and there was no water, and it was $1,500 to rent. How could it possibly be that much? Clearly people have to share the space, and there are people that don't have a reference, and it's the only place they can be, and there's no water.
Sanctum Care Group was behind the 36-hour challenge. They provide support for people living with HIV and those at risk. Buying a home has felt out of reach for many Canadians for quite some time now, but a new snapshot is shedding some light on the affordability crisis. Kathy Lee reports.
Getting the basic necessities, sometimes a calculated mission for many Canadians.
Buy the bare minimum, put stuff back on the shelves.
A new federal report shows Calgary as one of the cities where affordability has worsened the last 2 years.
Prices seem to go up $1 every time you go into a store.
Even though the cost of a mortgage is still relatively low.
The higher the supply levels go up, typically we see prices
go in the opposite direction of supply. And so we are starting to see that now.
In contrast, Edmonton was found to be the most affordable of the major metropolitans in the analysis. An economist says one of the possible reasons for the difference is that Edmonton is a government city.
Calgary might live and die by the oil and gas sector. The government is much, much less likely because it's much more unionized. So that stability also brings a greater amount of affordability.
Nationwide, the affordability gap narrowed from 80% in 2023 to 34% in August. Lower home prices, cheaper borrowing costs, and stronger wages, contributing factors that make it more accessible to pay for a mortgage and own a home.
We've seen a lot of labor disruptions built around the idea of asking for above average wage increases, which have also triggered then in the private sector the request for above average wage increases.
But for many, this hasn't happened.
Wages have not kept up with inflation.
Which means another day of getting by and holding out for better days. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
A 34-year-old woman from Kelleher is dead after a rollover Wednesday night on Highway 15. Melville RCMP called to a single vehicle rollover near Kelleher about 7:40 in the evening. Police and first responders declaring the woman dead on scene, while a man was taken to hospital by Stars with serious injuries. RCMP continue to investigate. A mother in Prince Albert is fundraising for the Boreal Healthcare Foundation in the name of her late son. Jasmine Peltier reports.
Trish Hart wants people to know that her son Keena's life was full of love.
My auntie says that my boy was born very special and that he had a battle to live from the start.
When Hart first decided to help fundraise, she was hoping to get a memorial wreath on the Victoria Hospital's Tree of Life in honor of her son, Keena, who passed away last year, days before his second birthday.
The reason why me and the dad are doing this is because we want our son's life to be acknowledged and want people to know that our son's life mattered.
When she shared a link to the fundraiser on social media, someone messaged her suggesting to think bigger than a wreath. Hart now hopes the updated hospital will have a room in pediatrics named after Keena once construction is complete.
Even though he's not here to tell his story, his mom and dad is here to tell his story. And although his life can't be saved, at least he's going to be able to save a bunch of other little babies.
Hart is a mom of 5, and she says Keena's siblings are supportive of the fundraiser in their brother's memory. Keena spent a lot of time at the Victoria Hospital in Prince Albert and the Jim Pattison Hospital in Saskatoon due to his complex medical needs. So Hart says she wants to help other families in need of pediatric care. The fundraiser is part of the Boreal Healthcare Foundation's Equip the Vic campaign to provide equipment and comfort items for the hospital. Keena's fundraiser is open until the Give a Little Life Day Radiothon on December 5th. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
There's a colorful new crosswalk in Yorkton paying tribute to veterans. Students painted the crosswalk at the corner of 3rd Avenue and Main Street. Features white stripes, a pair of maple leaves, along with the words, "To all who served," in both Ukrainian and English.
They're pretty excited. They've been checking out the crosswalk, getting ideas. It was one of my students' ideas to do the writing in Ukrainian as well, so they're really committed to this and excited.
Masterchef Canada's season premiere happened last night right here on CTV. I hope you watched. Among the talented cast of home cooks, a Regina native who is hoping he can capture the title. Damian Smith reports.
Meet Andres Araneda, a grade 5 teacher, musician, and now MasterChef contestant. Since he was 3 years old, helping his grandmother inside of her home, cooking has always been close to his heart. When MasterChef Canada applications opened for season 8 this year, it was an instant yes.
This is one of my passions, so this was really easy for me. I just had to act myself and just show my love for cooking.
His wife, Sienna, is not surprised he made the cut.
I'm so proud of him. To be honest, I never had a doubt in my mind of him not making it onto the show.
The application process is a lengthy one, having to prove the judges that they have strong skills in the kitchen.
He was up into the wee hours of the morning, practicing cooking, timing his cooking, perfecting dishes, and reading food theory. And It was a lot. It was really, really hard, and I know he was exhausted and he was drained, but he just kept going.
Season 8's first episode starts out with 15 contestants fighting for 12 white aprons. Chefs have to rely on their signature dish to advance to the next round. For Andre's deep dish pizza happens to be his go-to.
You're really put on the spot. You really do have to think on your feet. You have to be extremely creative and very efficient. When you're in front of a couple judges and you have competition, it's really, really nerve-wracking and scary.
Andres is the second contestant to originate from Regina, with Josh Miller finishing third in season 6.
Saskatchewan's going to be well represented. I'm feeling very, very good. I mean, Saskatchewan in all the seasons of Masterchef Canada, and every time they've appeared, have really kicked some butt. So we'll see what this season has in store.
Only time will tell if Andres will have to take off his apron or walk away with the $100,000 grand prize on finale night. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
I mean, we might as well talk.
So, Kayleen, this is Kelsey sent this in to us. Her daughter likes to play with Snapchat. She was scrolling through her phone this morning, and this is what she found.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
I've been looking for my missing octopus ever since.
Okay, now I want to go try out some of those Snapchat filters. I haven't done that in forever. That's so fun.
There we go. I've got to find my octopus while you do weather.
All right, well, that really helps out us on a Good Time Friday, keeping those good times going. We're at 10 degrees right now in Regina. We do have a mix of sun and cloud to wake us up. Some east winds coming in, pretty calm for Regina and Saskatoon to start the day. Later on in the afternoon, it's really late into those afternoon hours that we're going to be seeing those winds going up. 6 degrees to wake us up in Saskatoon. The futurecast showing that rain that did make its way in overnight. We're also seeing quite a bit more cloud cover compared to what we have been seeing in the past few days. That rain is going to be impacting areas down towards the south really all afternoon long. This is at about 1:15 on your screen, though. You can see it's impacting areas down through the southwest, up through Swift Current, through Regina, and through the Parkland region there. Most of that rain going to be falling in Swift Current. They're expecting about 7 millimeters. Yorkton expecting about 3 millimeters. When that system makes its way out of the province, we are seeing some more rain making its way in from Alberta. So that's going to be impacting mainly areas in the north and central zones throughout Saturday and Sunday. Current temperatures now showing that La Ronge is at 8 degrees. Spiritwood has been cooler all morning long, and they are still stuck at that -1 degree mark. 6 degrees in Hudson Bay, 10 degrees waking us up in Yorkton, 11 degrees in Swift Current, and 7 degrees in Assiniboia this morning. Now later on, that path where we just saw that rain moving through, we're seeing some cooler temperatures through Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Regina compared to what we saw yesterday, but that is still above the seasonal average. We're still seeing those 20-degree temperatures in areas to the east of the province, so Weyburn up to 22 with that cloud cover, Estevan up to 24, and Yorkton up to 22 degrees with that rain this afternoon. Prince Albert seeing just a little bit more of that sunshine poking through the clouds, up to 18 degrees this afternoon. Your 7-day forecast in Regina looking like today and tomorrow we're still seeing temperatures between those mid to high teens, but it's on Sunday that really across the province we're seeing temperatures drop down. Areas down towards the south could be seeing some more of that rains. The central zone not so much, but 9 degrees on Sunday for Regina, 13 degrees on Monday, 9 degrees on Tuesday, and back up to those mid-teens by the middle of your next work week. In Saskatoon today, not seeing that rain, but seeing a lot of that cloud cover up to 18 degrees, 15 degrees tomorrow, seeing a bit more sunshine then, and dropping down to 8 degrees on Sunday. Not seeing that rain falling as we mentioned, but it is going to start getting cooler overnight starting on Monday. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is dollar. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Brandon Hall from Pure Country 92.7. Here is the Pure Country Top 5 for this week. Keith Urban, of course, who stole our hearts again at the Brand Center a couple weeks ago, has entered the top 5, has entered the chat with Straight Line at number 5. Backup Plan, Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Combs have risen to number 4 on our list. Dropping a spot, but still hanging on from the song of the summer to a nice song in the fall. Here's Russell Dickerson and Happened to Me. And a nice slow climb for Mr. Jordan Davis with another big hit on his hands with Bar None. And coming in at number 1 for the second straight week in a row, a massive hit for Scotty McCreery, Hootie and the Blowfish. It's Bottle Rockets. And there is your Pure Country Top 5 for this week. You can stream and listen to us anytime at purecountry927.ca.
Young Saskatchewan performers had the chance of a lifetime in Saskatoon as professional Ukrainian dancers held a unique high-level training experience. Carla Shinkaruk reports.
Maria Bodyan fled Ukraine less than a year ago.
For us, people who is running from the war, for us is very main that the people here learn our culture, share our culture.
Together with her husband Dimitrov, they now share their dance expertise in Canada. It's extra special instruction too because they're part of an elite group of professional dancers, the Virsy Ensemble from Kiev, a group that has been the benchmark for Ukrainian dance globally for decades. And students here are soaking it in.
They have a lot of questions. They like to work, they like to dance, they support Ukrainian culture. It's very cool.
Saskatoon's Yevshan Ensemble hosted the event with dancers also coming from places including Regina, Yorkton, and Prince Albert. And the significance of having these pros in studio is not lost on this dancer.
The National Ensemble of Ukraine, which is like the best of the best. So just thinking about that is unreal.
It's clear that students are not just learning dance steps here.
It's really important to keep dancing during the war because it expresses our Ukrainian culture.
Ukrainian dance has become a symbol of unity and resilience for Ukrainians during uncertain times, and that was echoed through the music here.
That they are trying to share, trying to help, trying to support. And it gives, for people who is now in Ukraine, it gives them more power, believe me. Canadian people, they have the same soul like Ukrainian. The same heart, the same soul, the same spirit.
Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
This morning, we've got some delicious food in front of us, and we're going to talk about it, maybe give you some tips to also be making this. Jody, thank you for being with me. Let's talk about what's in front of us.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. It was my pleasure to go ahead and put together some delicious fall dishes. We're going to start with, we have a lentil barley bake, and it's this wonderful medley of lentils and barley, so it's entirely vegetarian. And on top, there's a delicious crumbly crisp with feta cheese, breadcrumbs, and parsley that's been tossed in some canola oil to give it a nice crunch.
Beautiful.
Now, to pair that with another nice filling staple, we have corn fritters, which showcase another way that we utilize canola oil. So canola oil, because it has a high smoke temperature and it is a light, mildly flavored oil, it's perfect for frying foods in. So we've built some corn fritters with a little bit of a dip.
Ooh,
so this good too. It's a yogurt cilantro lime dip, and all of these recipes can be found on the hellocanola.ca website. So, and our third dish that we prepared today is a carrot, parsnip, ginger puree.
Yum.
Now, showcasing the third way that I've decided to use canola today, the canola oil is mixed with orange juice, orange zest, and fresh ginger that's been grated, and then you mix it in after the dish is already cooked, so it's more like a dressing or a sauce.
Delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just wonderful ways to showcase your fall harvest and highlight canola. I really encourage people to use canola oil in multiple ways because it is heart healthy, high in omega-3s, it's affordable, and just it's an all-around versatile oil.
Absolutely it is. This looks amazing. So if somebody's watching, maybe wants to try out a couple of these recipes, where can they go?
So all these recipes, plus many others, can be found on the hellocanola.ca website. You just click under the recipe tabs, and if you have a recipe yourself that you'd like to see on that website, you'd like to share with others, by all means reach out and say, hey, I have a recipe that's perfect and we'd like to showcase it.
Amazing. Do you guys get quite a few people submitting their own recipes?
Yes, so a lot of people use canola in a multitude of ways, which is really wonderful to see, because canola, again, it's just such a wonderful and versatile product, and it comes from Canada.
Absolutely delicious. Well, this smells great. It looks great. Definitely make sure you're trying out a couple of these recipes, because how could you resist? Look at this spread. Thank you so much, Jody, for having us this morning and for giving us a rundown. This is delicious.
You're welcome.
All right, well, that wraps things up for us here this morning. I'm maybe going to try some of this out. Looks delicious. That's all from us.
A real-life retired telephone man is now enjoying plenty of clicks on his line.
Oh, and these days, that's a good thing. He's enjoying a newfound viral fame with a talent that he never tapped for most of his life. Until now, on this International Music Day, we are meeting a man who has become famous later in life for his guitar playing and signature soulful voice.
Danny New reports.
A 72-year-old Englishman has become an international internet darling.
Do you have to let it linger?
As he serenades his millions of social media followers with a catalog spanning decades.
So I just slow everything down and then just put as much feeling into that as I can.
Frank Watkinson will tell you he's not a professional musician. By trade, he says he was a, quote, telephone man. But one night, about 10 years ago, he decided to post a cover of Willie Nelson's Always on My Mind on YouTube.
I didn't do it to get listeners. I did it for something to do. And then I started getting requests.
He says after that, it went mad, and Frank started taking his requests very seriously, no matter the genre. For example, his most watched video on YouTube?
Bury all your secrets in my skin.
Is a cover of the song Snuff by the heavy metal band Slipknot. It now has more than 5 million views, with one commenter writing, quote, he embodies the energy of Johnny Cash.
There are places I remember.
But one thing Frank's fans may not know is that his life started with hardship. While growing up in the 1960s, both of his parents passed away by the time he was 11.
Frank, do you think that heartache that you experienced early in life is what makes you such a soulful singer now?
It could be.
Now, more than half a century later, Frank has channeled that pain into some emotional original pieces.
Well, looking back on my life, it's hard to understand.
This one, called This Could Be My Last Song, is one of his most watched videos on YouTube, where many followers now affectionately refer to him as their virtual grandpa.
It makes me feel quite proud, really.
Now, you may have noticed, and Frank's fans certainly have, that in the background of his videos is usually his dog, Marshall, who is usually sleeping right behind him because he must be the most relaxed dog on the planet with that beautiful voice right next to him all the time, right? In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Isn't he adorable?
I love the voice.
My goodness, I wish, now I got to pick up a guitar.
Yeah, well, good luck. I think it's pretty hard to learn.
I can get my album coming out just like the lady in Sidebar.
So Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department era has come to an end, and now she's officially a showgirl.
Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait.
The Life of a Showgirl. It's Swift's 12th studio album. There are 12 new songs on it. And in case you forgot, she announced it at 12:12 a.m. on August 12th. So far, the reviews are glowing. Taylor Swift has said her goal for the new album was to, quote, have melodies that were so infectious that you're almost angry at it. Along with the album, there is also a film. The official release party of A Showgirl will be in select theaters across the country starting today. It will include the world premiere of the music video for the lead single, The Fate of Ophelia, along with behind-the-scenes footage, lyric videos, and never-before-seen personal reflections.
So she's created such an aura that she's now got people going to movie theaters to see a music video that they could see on YouTube on Monday.
I think she is a mastermind, pun intended there.
Wild. Now we're not going to have any more angsty breakup songs because she's getting married.
No, she's happy. No more breakup songs. I love this era for her.
Keith Urban's going to have some angsty songs, I'm sure. An upcoming streaming series will be of interest to Canadian baseball fans. It's called Who Killed the Montreal Expos and explores that very question. It investigates the behind-the-scenes controversies, devastating setback, and critical mistakes that led to the Montreal team moving way back when. It also features interviews with beloved club legends like Felipe Alou, Pedro Martinez, Larry Walker, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr., or Senior rather, and it starts on, what was the date? October 21st. So
I know what you're watching on October 21st.
I was an Expos fan. I thought they were going to win the World Series in '94, and then life happened. You can see Kayleen back here at 6. Here's a look at some of the fine people that work here, starting with producer Nathan.